It was the voice of a shadow. It sounded from everywhere, echoing in her head. Destroy him, and you will destroy yourself. The voice continued, both frightening and tantalizing at the same time. The first hammering sounded. The sound rolled through the neighborhood, mingling with the 13th ringing that seemed to last an eternity. Alice felt her hands begin to go numb, and the world around her began to distort. No, Kirill shouted from downstairs. His voice was hoarse and distorted, as if he was speaking out of his own mouth. Stop. You don't understand. I won't let you take us, Alice shouted, swinging again. The symbols on the bell began to glow a bright purple light, as if reacting to her strikes. Down below, the shadows began to stretch upward, trying to reach Alice. They moved as if alive, and their whispers grew louder. You can't destroy what has always been here. The voice whispered, the bell is not just metal, it's a gateway. Then I will destroy the gate, Alice shouted, putting all her strength into another blow. The bell trembled, and a crack appeared on its surface. Kirill, standing below, suddenly screamed. His body began to distort as if he was being pulled into the shadows. Alice, they won't let me go, he screamed, his voice full of pain. Alice froze for a moment, her arms weakening. Save me, you have to save me. But then she saw his face. It no longer belonged to Cyril. His eyes were completely black, and his smile was wide and unnatural. It wasn't him, she whispered, realizing that her friend had long been a prisoner of darkness. She gathered her strength and struck the final blow. The bell cracked and there was a deafening explosion of sound. The vibration traveled through the entire building, making the walls shake. The symbols on the bell began to go out, and the lights in the church flickered. The shadows began to retreat, letting out eerie screams. You did it, whispered a voice that now sounded fainter, but the price will be high. The bell tower began to collapse. Alice felt the floor beneath her feet shake, and then began to go downward. She managed to grab onto the rope, which miraculously remained intact. When she came down, everything around her was plunged into silence. The shadows were gone, and Kirill lay motionless on the floor. She ran over to him, shaking hands trying to check for a pulse. Cyril, are you there? He slowly opened his eyes, his gaze blank. They're gone, he whispered before losing consciousness. Alice and Kirill walked out of the church, which was now ruined. The bell no longer existed, and the air around them seemed lighter. But in the distance, at the edge of the forest, she noticed something strange. On the ground lay a shard of the bell, black and shiny. As she came closer, her own face was reflected on its surface. She stopped, feeling a chill run down her back. Her reflection was smiling.